Let's sing it.
Mama said there'll be days like this, there'll be days like this. My mama said. Mama said.
Oh, we didn't get to harmonize.
No, that's right. The thing that's so hard is, you know, once you get to your goal weight, it's not over and it's not sunshine and rainbows. That's when the real work begins.
That's
because
right.
to keep this and to hang on to it, I mean, I haven't been perfect.
No.
I mean, there are definitely things still to this day that I need to be better. I know for me, I'm still working on portion control. I have a hard time. Like, for me, I love that feeling of being really, really, really full. Like,
or having a full plate. Having a plate with a lot, you see a lot of food on the plate.
Yep.
That's an old habit.
It's an old habit. I struggle with that. And my thing is, for the most part, I do pretty well as far as what I'm eating. It's just how much.
Maybe eating too much.
And the thing is you have to watch it. You can't eat too much of the good stuff either.
That's
it's
right.
still calories. So, you know, we all struggle with things. You know, for me, the working out is never the difficult part because I enjoy that side of it. So for me, it's diet. I will always struggle with food. It's just the truth.
And for me, when I get really tired, which is like pretty much all the time, I want to reward myself because I've worked so hard and it would be nice to just have a nice dinner and this and that. And so when I make good decisions, I have to celebrate those and I have to be proud because even though, you know, I was at a hotel the other day, it was early in the morning, I just worked out, I was going to be gone all day, and they had bacon cheddar scones and peanut butter glazed sticky buns.
What?
And I sat in that chair for 40 minutes and debated whether I was going to order what I was going to order. And I kept thinking to myself, gosh, I'm in these hotels, you know, I'm in these great restaurants and I can't da da da. And then the waiter came by and I ordered my omelet and I just thought to myself, gosh, that was really hard. And do I wish I was eating the scone right now? Is the scone going to taste good in 30 minutes when it's in my stomach and then onto my hips? No. You know, so you have to give yourself credit where credit's due too.
That's right. I think that's a really good point. The fact that not only did you deprive yourself, because there is power in that. There's power in making these good choices. But the fact that you took the moment that even though you still don't feel great because you still want the sticky bun, and there's nothing wrong with wanting the sticky bun, for goodness sake.
I always want the sticky bun. That's the truth.
That never changes. And people who are like, oh, I don't, it's just so sweet, and I just only want to eat carrot sticks.
It's too rich. What is too rich in this world?
People. I mean, that is the most ridiculous thing ever. I mean, when you're talking about food or men, there is too rich doesn't even exist. Let's just be honest. But I do think it's so important to take that moment and how you celebrate it. And I'll tell you, Hannah works harder than anybody I've ever met in my entire life. She not only does all this with me, you do, and then she travels. And Hannah,
you travel too.
I do, but I only travel about half of the month, and Hannah travels all the time for her job at HCA as well. And so it's really, really, really hard. And so I think if we could just convey the fact that if you're having struggles and it's okay. Everybody does.
It's normal.
Everybody does. I don't know anybody that doesn't.
And people that don't have weight problems, you have to understand they struggle with other things. They struggle with anxiety. They struggle with relationships. Everyone has a struggle in their lives. Absolutely. This happens to be ours. Do I think it's really fair that, you know, alcoholics can walk into a bar and not drink? We have to eat food.
Absolutely.
But I struggle with food. I negotiate with food. I negotiate with myself all day long.
All day long. So hang in there.
That's right.
Just know that if you don't have a great day, the best thing is you got a whole nother day to get a whack at it tomorrow, another week, another month.
And you got to let it go. When you go to bed, you got to let that day go.
That's right.
Know? And I think the other thing is, when I came to the ranch, Olivia and I had a lot of the same struggles, but we were struggling with different things in our lives because of where we are, you know. And I just thought no one knows what this feels like. No one else knows what it feels like to be alone. No one else knows what it feels like to do this, to do that. And I realized through the show and through all the people that we've met that so many people struggle with the exact same things that we struggle with. And there's comfort in that, knowing that you're not the only one.
You're not the only one.
There's someone in your gym, there's someone at your church, there's someone in your community that is struggling with probably the exact same situation that you are. And you know, it's up to you to find those people though.
And that being said, those people are all willing to help you.
All of them.
You just have to start a dialogue. And I know that can be so embarrassing and so hard, but you know, I mean, being honest with somebody, I don't think there's a single person in the world that if you said, you know, I'm really struggling with my weight, I'm trying to make better choices, to a coworker, a friend, a colleague. I don't think anybody is going to be like, oh, well, too bad for you. Every single person will be like, how can I help you? Let's go take a walk. What can I do? And really think about what your answer is going to be. Don't just be like, oh, well, you know, no, say, you know what, twice a week, could you take
I'll take you up on that.
Could you take a walk with me at lunch? Or, you know, would you join a gym with me? Or, I mean, there's so many things, you know, can I email you my food journal every day, just so somebody's holding me accountable. There's so many things that people will be able to help you and who want to help you. You just have to ask.
And you have to let them.
You have to let them, and you have to be willing to be vulnerable. And I love this. Someone told me this recently, and I just thought it was it was on a day I was actually having not a great day. And it was actually Melanie Griffith from Soul Cycle, who is a dear friend of mine. Her Twitter is I am now Melly G. I am now Melly G. I'll put it in the description box below. Follow her. She's amazing. So inspirational and amazing. But
this woman beat cancer while spinning.
I mean, she still taught spin when she went through all of her chemotherapy. She lost all her hair. She stood up there and she
couldn't hardly get on the bike.
She wasn't allowed on the bike. So she stood beside it and taught it and let somebody. I rode the bike for her a bunch, and I'm telling you, this woman changed my life. Hands down, changed my life. So, anyways,
it doesn't take a lick of credit for it.
It doesn't. But she did say, she said, on days you have a bad day, she said, take a piece of paper and write down the bad choices you made. Write them down. And so I just thought, oh, where is this going? This sounds like the worst.
Peanut butter and chocolate cupcake.
I mean, this sounds...
Oreo cupcake. Dulce de leche, half of cupcake.
I mean, this sounds like a recipe for me face down on the Hudson River. And she was like, just hear me out, hear me out. She said, write on the left side of the piece of paper, write down all the bad decisions that you made that day. So, and she said, and then go on the right side of the piece of paper and write down every good decision you made. As
Notice
minute,
the good decisions are on the right side.
She said, as minute as it is, you know, I got up on time today. I, you know, took the subway and walked to work, or I parked far away, or I packed my lunch, and I could not.
My makeup looks pretty today.
Exactly. Or I got up and I actually
brushed my hair.
Spent 5 extra minutes with my kids. You know, I told my husband I loved him today. I mean, all these choices add up, and I could not believe that when I went home that night and I did that, the list on the right was
so much longer,
10 times longer than the one on the left. And I think that is so empowering.
And the fact that you can figure out how to recognize when you're making a bad choice. Before all this, I would just string along choices to bad choices to this for days and days and days, and just could not stop, you know?
So anyway, we just wanted to give you guys a little bit of encouragement and let you know that we are in it with you.
That's right.
We're all
in it to win it here.
We are all in this together. And leave a comment below if you have something that you do on days that you're struggling, like to really help you get through. Or tell us what you're struggling with. Maybe there's somebody else in this community that's struggling with the same thing.
That's right.
And
it'd be a good place for you guys to meet up.
We have all kinds of friends that Hannah and I have met online through this journey, and it's so important.
It is.
Don't forget to comment, subscribe,
like.
Yep. Facebook, Twitter, all that information is below.
Let's hook up.
That's right. We love you guys, and we will talk to you soon.